The city of Johannesburg is poised to welcome more than 120 business leaders and representatives from over 30 embassies at the inaugural Embassies Business Fair and Conference, which event is set to create significant trade opportunities while forging innovative partnerships between local and international businesses. For more on this, let's bring in Barba Gaoganediwe, who's a spokesperson at the Gauteng Tourism Authority and joins us now via our video link. Great to have you on the SABC, sir. Thanks for your time and your patience. Perhaps we can start by placing this gathering, since it's the first of its kind. 120 business leaders are set to attend, but what kind of businesses are being represented? And I see this involves embassies, so are we looking at this as some kind of diplomatic platform?
No, thank you, Ayanda. Indeed, it's part of the ecosystem that we are using to harness and propel the Gauteng economy, especially as we try and recover from the devastation caused by the pandemic and the slow economic growth. So at the embassies that are in Gauteng, as you are aware, Gauteng houses probably the second or the third largest consolidation of embassies in the world, just after Washington. If we add the embassies that are in Pretoria and the embassies that are in Johannesburg, we account for the largest numbers. And these are not just platforms or representative offices of those countries that are housed here. They are part of an ecosystem that helps us to trade, to create a just world order, but especially as we are part of the African continent, work together to ensure that we are able to create economic integration. So embassies by nature give us an opportunity to access firsthand intelligence and insights information about trade and business exchange in these countries. And we thought we should salute the organizers for this very insightful and pioneering project, because sometimes people want to do businesses across South Africa in other countries, and the first point of call is embassies. Right now, we have brought them under one roof, expecting close to 300 delegates that are made up of SMMEs, especially those that are owned by women, youth, and persons living with disabilities, to start exploring access and opportunities across the different markets that we are servicing, but also ensure that the enterprises, buyers, especially from these embassies and these markets, are able to access hundreds of services offered by local SMMEs.
So what becomes the takeaway for a conference like this, which I think runs over 2 days? I mean, are you able to sign agreements? Because in my mind, if there's going to be any kind of, for example, bilateral agreement between two countries, it should involve a bit more than just two business leaders handshaking there.
It's not even about handshakes and business leaders talking. It's business enterprises.
Right.
It's SMMEs in a business exchange program. They are putting their services and products on offer. They are looking at the various growth and investment plans offered by these various countries. As you know, each embassy has its economic attaché that are responsibly able to deal with driving business to those countries, but also ensuring that the businesses that are in their countries, the enterprises that are looking for global expansion, get to understand about the South African economic dynamics. So we are working with those economic attaches to ensure that businesses here also have an opportunity to do work across the 300 countries and enterprises that are participating here. So gone are the days of hands exchange. Gone are the days of just looking at paper that is part of an agreement. We are now dealing with direct business exchange. We are now dealing with product pairing. We are looking at what we are offering, what is it that we can get on the other side to enhance our competitiveness. We will be able to evaluate at the end of this conference and exhibition, paid sales. How many of these SMMEs have been able to do sales, forward bookings? How many of them are able to ship out their equipment, skills exchange and expertise? How much has happened to enhance our product competitiveness, our product quality that should be able to meet the standard and demands that are required in those countries and especially in market? And how many of those from these countries that are participating are eager to also mushroom their businesses here in Gauteng and the rest of South Africa? As we speak right now, We have our MEC Leboga Maile addressing the Africa Business Investment Summit. We just came back from the Africa Music and Lifestyle Expo last week. So in Gauteng, as much as we are leading in terms of GDP contribution to the economy, and we just account for just under 7% of Africa's trade, we don't take that work for granted. We are pioneering forward to ensure that we double these numbers, because a working Gauteng, a reindustrialized Gauteng, and SMMEs and business enterprise-led Gauteng economy bodes well for South Africa and for the rest of the continent.
Certainly. I mean, there's a strategic advantage that comes with operating in Gauteng, which makes my next question, I think, relatively important. How did you come to deciding which SMMEs are represented here? Because in as much as I know that you said there are 300 delegates who are going to be present, I doubt you're able to represent everybody operating in that space.
That's the beauty of working in a cosmopolitan and diversity region like Gauteng, where you have SMMEs and people as diverse as the representation of the countries that are there. Firstly, we needed to make sure that there's a business match, there's a skills match, there's a language match. We house in our systems a database of different SMMEs assisted by the Gauteng Department of Economic Development and Finance that looks at the 10 high growth sectors which we are pioneering in the province, to say these are the 10 high growth sectors, and how are we building SMMEs and enterprises trading capabilities across these 10 high growth sectors that we think will propel the country's and Gauteng's economy to greater heights. So we use that criteria, but we also look at the SMMEs that are export ready. SMMEs that are not just looking at opportunities, but they have been trained, they have went through our skill preparations program. Working together with the Gauteng Growth and Development Agency, we have been working on an export readiness program to ensure that they take advantage of these opportunities, whether it's AGOA, whether it's a continental free trade area, or an initiative now done by the embassies. We should be ready to take advantage of these opportunities. Like I've said, a growing Gauteng bodes well for a growing South Africa and an African economy. So we are always combat ready.
Yeah, briefly, Barba, if you can. As we're speaking, a question has just come in about the extent to which ordinary people can participate in this conference when it starts. I mean, how much room is there for something like that?
I'll urge the ordinary people to follow it on the socials, to look at also supporting the businesses that are going there to expand. It's mainly a business and trade exchange platform. While there are fairs to showcase what is available in each market, primarily it's a platform created for business to network, to interchange, to share skills, and to really get market access for their product. Ordinary communities will see themselves in the proceeds accrued by these businesses as they do trade, not just in South Africa, but across the markets that are represented by these embassies.
Yeah, and we hope that happens rather sooner than later. Of course, as you know, we're desperate for solutions to get the economy going. Thanks very much indeed for helping us understand this inaugural conference.